Hey everyone, this is Avinash back with another video. In this video, let's talk about how diffusion models work. So as you see the ChatGPT, the primary model that ChatGPT is based on is large language model. That's one kind of AI thing, all that, it's a generative model basically. Using a generative model, they created a large language model and stuff like that. And similarly, in text to image, technology, diffusion models is what most of the big players in the market use, like DALI or Midjourney. So how diffusion model works is our topic today. And AI is like a smart computer program. Okay, it can do tasks that we usually need people for. But how does it do that? Well, first we humans need to teach it. So think about it like this. We want to create an AI that can tell whether a picture is of a cat or a dog. So to do this, we show AI thousands of pictures of cats and dogs, and we tell it which is which. So as it looks at the picture, the AI starts to learn what cat and dog look like. It figures out that cat have long whiskers, pointy ears, and certain type of nose, while dog might look a different. It understands the patterns, like what's the difference between a dog's nose and the cat's nose and all. And obviously the parameters should be given by you. Like you should give the parameters and to look at each picture and imagine here a picture filled with tiny squares. So this is the kind of method it reduces, or it takes observation in. So that it takes observation, and then it does it for thousands of pictures. So after all the training, our AI becomes a bit like a game show contest. Okay, you show it a picture and it guesses duck or cat. As simple as as simple as that. So yeah, as a computer program, after you teach it, it can take something you give it, like a picture, and tells you what it sees. For instance, show it a picture, it will tell you whether it's a dog or cat. So now, in this particular example, the type of AI we just talked about, which labels picture as either cat or dog, is known as classification model. It simply sorts things out into different categories or classes. So when we say the model or AI or stuff like that, everything is same. So, but not all AI is about sorting or classifying things. Some AI models can create stuff from scratch by taking inspiration from all the data it has fed with. So that it is not reproducing the same content, but just taking inspiration and creating its own. So that model is known as diffusion model. Understanding how diffusion models works helps us to get a handle on what they are good at and what they are not. So as simple as that. If we know what they're good at and what they're not good at, we'll save our time, energy, and money while working with this, image to text technology websites with which uses diffusion models at the core. So now let's understand the process of a diffusion model. It's how AI learns to make images. Imagine you're trying to hide a picture by adding a ton of random scribbles until you can't see photo anymore. Something like this. So you give a real cat picture. In the first step, it add noises until that noise is not seen, like until that cat is not seen. So once the image is just noise, but nothing else, that's when it will again start doing it. Like, so that AI could be trained to go from noise to the desired image based on the input text. So, it's like, now let's understand it a bit further. Now here is the trick. It's easier for AI to simply remove the scribble and bring back the photo, like unblurring a picture, than to try and draw a picture from sketch. Very easy, right? It's kind of like guessing a hidden picture by erasing the cover one piece at a time. I know it sounds a bit strange, but trust me, it's not that complicated, right? So it's it's uh it's very easy for AI to slowly remove the scribbles and bring back the photo than to draw everything from scratch. You got this? So imagine now you have a picture and someone drew something, and you have some tool to erase that. So do you think that is better, or redrawing the entire image is better? Although it's completely different example, but just making you understand the context. In a similar way, just to make AI jobs easier, it's adding noise and it's denoising itself based on the prompt. So here is how it works. So the AI takes the photo, adds few scribbles, then it adds few more scribbles, and it keeps doing it until all you see is mess of scribbles. So next, AI tries to guess the photo under the scribble bit by bit until it sees the original image. And because it know what photo should look like a cat lying on the floor based on the input prompt you gave, it's not just randomly guessing, it's trying to reveal a cat on the floor, right? So yeah, after that, after the AI has done this over and over with millions of photos, right? It gets really good at guessing the picture under the scribbles. Yeah, so it can start with just bunch of random scribbles, and based on the description, it can guess the clear image. And that's how it learns to draw a cat or a flower or even mimic a Van Gogh's painting style or Picasso's painting style. So this is how the diffusion process works, and it was done for like millions, if not billions, of images to train a model like Midjourney or DALI. So now, once it is so good at it from all the data, it does again when you do the inputting stuff and all, but the image was taken from its database, right? So now you might be thinking, where is the image? Like, okay, I'm giving you text input, the prompt, but where is the image? It's in the backend. So now when you say cat, it's taking few examples from the cat, in the backend, where the image was labeled as a cat, but with a lot of noise. So they're taking all these images of several things, inspiration from several things, adding noise, making one, and then denoising stuff like, denoising the stuff. So all right, let's dive a little bit deeper into how AI creates image and why some pictures are tricky for it. Imagine you are looking at a crisp, clear photo. Okay. Now picture that the same image after you sprinkled a bit of digital dust, something like this in the picture. So it's all blurry and it's hard to see where one thing stops and where the other thing ends, right? So it doesn't know the starting point and ending point. So it's because it's little blurry, right? So, and guess what? This AI tools don't use the full sized, clear as day image to learn from. No, they shrink it down usually to 512 into 512 pixels. So imagine trying to make sense from an already blurry and tiny image, just like that in the picture down here. So this is really difficult for AI to understand initially. The big lesson here is details tend to get lost in the mix. The AI has hard time figuring out where one thing starts and another thing ends. Now images that need sharp edges like text or vector images or precise connections like body parts and all stuff like that can be a real challenge. It's like AI is looking at the world through a foggy window, so it can quite make out the fine details. So now you understood how the diffusion models work, and now we are also talking about the challenge, the one challenge. When you understand, you'll only understand a diffusion model in depth when you know the limitations of diffusion model as of now. So that's why we're talking about the limitations, a bit of limitations also just here. So hands are a great example. In a picture, they make up just a tiny part of the whole picture. You see here, it's just 5% hands in that particular picture, and 95% is just something which are non-hands. So this is why AI is not good initially while generating fingers or hands or something like that. It's little adding like 5 fingers, 6 fingers, and stuff like that. So because there's not much information about the hands for AI to work with, there are like very few images on the internet where those images are just hands. Like it's a little difficult. So trying to generate fine details on a tiny part of a small image is really tough. So now, although Midjourney is all good right now when it comes to hands. How it is generating, they're using the same diffusion model, but since they released the model a year ago or something like that approximately. So now what happened is, in my opinion, how they perfected hands is simply they are downloading thousands of hands from the internet. Before, they didn't do it because they didn't think that is important or something like that. Maybe they wanted to first perfect the main important parts and then go into fine details. But now maybe they are like down crawling all the image hands in the world on the internet, or maybe they can hire bunch of different models, like thousands of models or 100 models approximately, and take hands images of the all pictures of the all the hands in different ways, from a small kid to the old aged people or something like that. I'm not sure what they used because obviously they don't say it out loud, but then Midjourney right now perfected it. DALL-E is still working on it. Stable diffusion, since it's an open source model, depending upon how you use it, how good and depth of knowledge you have, you can use stable diffusion to generate good hands, but not always that will have as good details as Midjourney if you know what you're if you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. We learned how the diffusion model works and limitations and the reasons why it gives this bad detailing and stuff like that. So I hope you got the basic understanding and hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.